Go. Has he got to get him up the inside? Oh, has he got it? Has he got it? Hold it. Oh, has he got it? A bit of a gappy. I think he'll come home nice and easy now. Look at that. This will be good. Right up the inside. Kids are holding the outside. Dude up the inside. Here we go. Does he hold the line? He's not giving up as well. Oh, he's giving himself a bit of a push through there. Looks like he's about to have a go at push. Look at him go. Oh, he's going to get him up the inside. Love it. Hold it up there. Can Devil get it? Oh, he clipped the wall. Oh, woo. Give it. Give it to Hootenanny. That car looks sharp, doesn't it, people?
Welcome along, everyone. Hope you're ready for another exciting show. What you just saw there is part of the Cockpit Online Racing. Every Sunday we bring you the E-Series thanks to our mate Garrett 16 for the ongoing support there as well. The man who brings you the Hootenanny and gives you all the commentary behind the racing is joining me right here, my good friend Craig Booker. How you going, Booker?
Oh, pretty good, Kins, mate. Another exciting night. We played that intro tonight so people can see what else we do, and also for those that join in on Sunday nights to watch our live racing. This Sunday and next Sunday have been postponed due to Easter and teams, of course. So there'll be no live stream this Sunday and next Sunday of racing. So that's unfortunate, but I'm sure everyone's rather be watching the teams, wouldn't they, than watching us race. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Long weekends, back-to-back long weekends, sees families spend their quality time together, and why not with the kids when they go in a couple of weeks of holidays. But we're here to talk about our build-up to the teams event coming up Anzac weekend next Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be massive, and we've caught up with so many guests on the show from Monday, the Glen Eagles, the Scrappers, we had the Warriors, we actually had the Giants, Busters, and of course the Hawkeyes joined us yesterday, but we got three more teams. A bit of excitement actually. We have the Kings, Rebels, and Panthers. So looking forward to an exciting show there, Craig.
Yeah, and the Kings were just officially named too, I believe. So we've got two of the stars of that joining us very, very shortly to come and talk to you all and give you their insights on teams and how they prepare. So
we're excited. Yeah, just quickly though, just want to acknowledge Garage 16 who given us our giveaways. Congratulations to Madu Goodley who won the prize. So keep those comments coming in. Already we see the viewers have been queuing up to watch the show. So big thank you for jumping in nice and early. Just clicked over 7:30. What's the prize pack, Mr. Booker? What have we got in the prize pack for tonight?
Same again as last night. The prize pack's same every week. So you're going to get yourself that first edition copy that Garage 16 put out of their first edition, which will be a complete teams edition of the New Zealand Dirt Track Racing magazine. So you'll get one of those. You'll get a New Zealand Dirt Track Racing magazine T-shirt, Garage 16 dust glasses, which is always good for watching Speedway, and also one of their net gaiters, which is also good for the COVID and watching Speedway. So another great prize pack from them. So we've given two away this week and looking forward to giving away a third one tonight and another one tomorrow night.
Awesome. All right, let's bring in the two guys who've been sitting there chilling out, just waiting to join us on the show. We have Mitch Vickery and Gavin Taniwha, both of course, the KihiKihi Kings, the Kings Superstock team. How you going, boys?
Hey, good, mate.
Hey, thank you. I do thank you on behalf of Cockpit Media for taking time out of your busy schedules. I know you got a busy weekend as well, no doubt, but also an extra busy weekend the following weekend with teams. So on behalf of us and all the fans, thank you for being part of the show and joining us as a build-up to next weekend. It's just getting the hype going, guys, and that's what it's all about, us getting to know who you are and what does it mean to you racing for KihiKihi, but also getting ready for the teams. Mitch, you're the captain, my friend.
Apparently.
And you got the offer, you got Gav come to join you as well, eh?
Yeah. It's not easy to teach an old dog new tricks, but Gav's getting there slowly, eh?
Awesome. Hey, let's talk about yourself there, Mitch, mate. Every time we watch you or we go and see you at the track, we see you on the stream, mate, you're always up there at the pointy end of the tail. You just go for it, mate. You just never give up.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good run the last season or so, really. Probably best run I've had to date, but I guess like everyone, we have ups and downs, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're doing really well there as well. And, everyone's waiting to hear about the team and the Kings team. Are you able to give me that announcement? I know it's just come out earlier, only a few minutes ago, mate. Are you able to help me out with that?
Yes, we've got obviously myself here, Gav Taniwha, Stefan Roigard, Matt Nielsen, and Shane Malsop. It's our 5. Haven't released a 6th driver and whatnot yet. I've just been speaking with Ewan about that, and he was holding back a little bit. Things a little bit uncertain, obviously, with COVID and all that. The chances of something changing in the next 2 weeks or a week and a bit, I can say, is, I guess, quite real. So I think he's just holding off there a little bit, just see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into the naming of the team because the track over the recent years, have had some real good potential drivers there, and you just see it right across. And, I wish you all the best and everything going forward there. Gav, what's it like, mate, racing with the old Kings, eh?
It's actually been a bit of a dream come true, really, because my father was born and raised in Parongia, so sort of representing his place of birth. So he passed away 5-6 years ago, but no, it's pretty cool. And I was actually named to race in the Kings like years ago, but just never came to fruition, really. So
you got a flash overalls in the back there, mate. That's good that you can represent the home territory. Mitch, mate, I know you've done teams for many years. You're an outstanding competitor as well. And the Kings, how proud are you racing for the Kings?
It's I've shifted over to KihiKihi a few years ago and haven't had much luck on the team side, I guess you could say. At Palmy anyway, had a good run at Huntly, 2 wins there, so it's been great. But yes, loving it with the Kings, and Ewan, he runs a pretty good ship there, I'd say, and I guess just make my racing quite enjoyable. And Ewan's helped me a lot with sponsorship and just all sorts of things that all those little things, they add up, and the club's they're massive supporters of all their members actually and all their competitors and stuff. It's an awesome club to be a part of. So it's nice having a club that you can feel supported and valued,
Yeah, let's talk about that. We want to talk about the value side of things as well. We're going to talk about your families. We're going to talk about the crew. We're going to talk about the fans. But you mentioned Ewan, the manager. I caught it with him on the phone a couple of days ago, mate. He is pretty excited to be part of this team. And obviously he gives so much to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. He just he lives and breathes it. So his wife's discussed sometimes, I think. So much he's even opening a bar, the Speedway Garage. But
Wow.
he put a lot into the team, us as individuals, and the club actually, and I guess just the sport in general. He's always on the lookout. He's one of those guys who never stops thinking, and someone makes a little mention of it or some sort of an idea, and he just runs with it. He's always looking to do something new, something better. Always looking for a way to help someone. So it's a lot of time for him and what he does for all of us.
Yeah, your thoughts, Gav? When you got people like you and many others that support your team and help to get you to where you need to get to and making sure that they can deliver the best team to represent the KihiKihi track. Ewan does so much work behind the scenes.
He probably does more than you realise, actually. If it wasn't for Ewan and Joe and even Mitch Vickery himself, I wouldn't be racing again. I thought I was out in the pastures, and then, well, Mitch got hold of me and gave me a phone call, and there was a bit of an opportunity there, so... Yeah.
Mate, you talk pastures, so I just let all the fans that are watching this, we'll give them a bit of a shout out. Keep your questions coming in on the chat as well. How long have you been racing?
Oh, not that long, really, because I only got into it late. I had kids young. I had my boys, Chev and Mitch, and had kids young and sort of struggled, and, just sort of, I really only just got ahead in the last few years. And, I've just been lucky. I had a bit of a break. Peter Rees sort of got behind me and supported me, and so I've really only been racing since 2010, I think. So it's not been long. I only started racing probably in I've been very close to 40 when I started racing. So
You've done a few teams camps now, though, haven't you, Gav?
Yeah, for a few different outfits. All Stars and the Mustangs and Giants and hopefully KihiKihi in the weekend.
Never mind the hopefully, mate. You're in there. Never mind the hopefully, I didn't lose my house on their bet, mate, so that's all good. You're in there. But, you've mentioned a few teams, and I'm going to briefly touch on Mitch and the Stratford days and that type of stuff. But, what was it like, bro, in those environments to get their feel for the teams and those 3 teams?
But yeah, back in the days of Stratford, we had a lot of fun, man. Did a lot of good racing. Obviously, that's where I started out, and I stuck there for those first 3 or 4 team champs. I think it was too long ago to even remember now. And no, there's still definitely an awesome bunch of guys there, and had a good thing going. And Stratford's still going from strength to strength. I guess I don't really want to get into the whole reasons behind the club change thing. I've been hit with that question too many times, man. There's no beef, there's no bad blood. But I just had to do what's right for me, and KihiKihi's been awesome. But hey, Stratford they're an awesome team too, man. They're getting better year after year, and like I say, I still got a lot of mates there, and there's a lot of good dudes from there, and I still show up to race here. There's never any issues and stuff, so it's been awesome.
Hey, Gav, Auckland, Gizzy, and all that type of stuff, mate. You would have some good times with them back in the days.
Yeah, I did actually. It was very enjoyable. Probably when I first did super stock teams in Palmerston with Auckland, it was quite. I think I was still racing in the stock car class. I didn't have a super stock, so I was lucky to be given the drive. Phil Ridlin put me into Braid's car, and we actually had a really good team. We didn't realise probably at the time that with Carl Hodge and Tennant and Jamie Ferguson and Brad himself and Bryce Marks, we actually probably had a team. If we believed in ourselves a bit more and had a bit of luck, we probably could have gone a long way.
Then Gisborne up there, raced along with the Rees and everything like that. You had some fun there, no doubt.
Yeah, we did have some fun. I had a bit of a sleep, courtesy of old Full in the old tanker, and then old Cole Fraser jumped in it and he wrecked the rest of it. So it didn't last long. That car was only did about 7 or 8
minutes. Couldn't reach the pedals, Gav.
Yeah, I think so. It was quite funny to watch, and we always have a laugh, me and old Cole, when we catch up, and I'll give him a bit of shit.
Yeah, like you do, like you do. That's just part of it, eh? And that's what you make when you're on the other side in the pits, and you're all mates, eh? It's a good friendship. It's like a big family in Speedway.
Yeah, you always have your battles on the track, and you might have a couple of people you sort of don't like off the track, but you just stick to yourself, and if they want to bring it on, then I'm more than happy to have a battle, because that's what I drive for. I'm not an individual driver like the likes of Mitch and Asher and them. They kick ass in the old individual stakes, whereas I find it a little bit boring, and I just find.
Did you hear that, Mitch? Hey, find it a little bit bloody boring, mate. He's 3 NZ.
Gav's not going fast enough to make it fun, eh?
Mitch, you've been outstanding, to be honest, with what you've achieved. Like you said, the last few years have been your bloody top of your years. And how long have you been racing, actually?
7 or 8 years. I think I started off in mini stocks, a couple of years of that, and then jumped in the stock car. I think I did 3 or 4 years of straight stock cars. Maybe less, actually. Did 2 or 3 years of stock cars, and then supers. Just ran the super stock, the top gear there for a few years, and then I did get another stock car, obviously, in recent times, and been doing both. So I've done quite a lot of racing, I guess, in the last few years, especially running 2 cars keeps you busy, but it's also good seat time in that. Even if I'm not running the super, you're still in the stock car, and stock cars are so fast and competitive nowadays. It's actually all quite similar as far as you're staying race fit and seat time and that. So that's been quite good.
Yeah, they definitely got faster, eh, Gav, over the years gone by. You would notice it, mate. You're just out there cruising around, enjoying yourself. Mitch is going for the flag most of the time. You most really notice the speed difference is just taken off over the years.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the speed difference. It's more the fact there's more cars going at speed. Whereas the earlier days, maybe there was half a dozen super fast cars. Now there's anyone in the field can win the race, really. You might have 4 or 5 guys who are maybe a bit like me, just sort of chug around.
Yeah.
But the field is pretty competitive out there. Like I say, it's not easy. It's easier to teams race than a championship field of 26 cars, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and I would guess, taking out from their comment too, Gav, you love teams racing.
Well, I wouldn't be back driving if it wasn't teams racing.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll tell you what, we've got a few people commenting here, but you got some good fans on here too, by the looks of things. Michael Hempel, the best blocker around, is Gavin Taniwha, so that's pretty good, isn't it? And we've got one from Maru saying, shot to Mitch running Peter Barry's number. What's the main difference between the spank and the top gear handling-wise?
Um, yeah, two completely different cars, really. I definitely still love my Top Gear, especially that first one I had as a team racing car. Just that Top Gear just really nice and low and stable. I just had a bit of a dream run in my first couple of seasons of that car too, in a way. I think as an actual race car, the Reese is probably a better car, especially on the slick track. I think, to me, in my mind anyway, the main difference, just the centre of gravity with the Top Gear being so low, it's really hard to generate side bite and drive in a really slick track. And I guess every championship that really counts, those New Zealands and stuff like that, you're never going to have a track that isn't slick. We got this many cars on little wheels and stuff. You're never going to see a championship that's not slick. So that's probably what makes the Reese a better race car. The Reese is a really good slick track car. Suspension-wise, actually, the basics of it are similar between the cars. They're both running 4-link rears and coilovers and a Jacobs ladder in the rear. They're not anything crazy different.
Yeah, wicked. Just do a couple of shout outs here. Just get in here and give these guys a shout out who have been on the screen. Richard and Trudy always watching the last few nights. It's Big Spraybook. Thanks for jumping in there. Jeff Krusty McConey, who races with us. Krusty, I know he's going to catch up with you their books in a couple of days. Tracy Vincent's always joining us. Tyson Wooten's always jumping in there. Kevin Martin as well. Kev, thanks for being part of that. Riley Christensen, who's jumped in. Scott Honeybone down in the Christchurch evening again. You too. Thanks for jumping in there. Moto Goodley as well. That's just a couple of viewers. Look, we've got a good bunch of guys who are joining in on the show. We've got the Garage 16 prize giveaway as well. Well, big weekend next weekend, boys. We're going to get into this because it all starts, I would guess, once you leave homes with your cars and your trailers on the way. The fans are driving past and go the Kings, eh?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I think obviously everybody lives down Palmy, but we'll head down Friday night normally and just get down there, catch up with the boys, and have a bit of a trail out on Friday. Saturday ends up being quite a big day. Maybe a little bit better this year with scrutineering being at the track rather than the square. I know the square is an awesome thing for the city and for the fans and that, but it does make it a real big day for us as drivers. I guess just a overwhelming number of people just kind of feeling like you're constantly trying to get to everyone and talk to them and get the car out, get scrutineered, get it back in, sign and stuff. So it's a massive day. So yeah, it's real good for me just living out of town, get down there on Friday, wake up Saturday morning and just chill out.
Awesome. And you, Gav, you all prepared, mate, and looking forward to being down in the pits. Scrutineering gets underway and all the fans will be rolling around there as well.
Well, we've only just got the new car back home on Saturday just been, so we're just going through it and making up the body kit. And I'll totally have another run on this Friday just to get some mileage on it and get used to it.
Talk about the new car, mate, since you brought it up there. So what have you got your hands on now? What's the car?
We got Ash's car, the 1NZ car.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of guessed that watching the stream or being at the track last weekend as well. We saw you and everyone was chatting away about it as well. And thanks for clarifying that. But, mate, what's it like, He's the 3NZ, your captain right there next to you, and you've got the old 1NZ, eh?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, because my car was a couple of 3 generations behind it, and I jumped in Ash's car and did the first 2 laps, and it was like, holy hell, this is amazing. So my old car was still a good car. It was just the evolution of cars, over a short period of time can change quite a bit. And obviously it's been set up to the way Asher drives. I tried to do a nice smooth sort of style and probably the race too, and had a bit of a push on it. Actually, you got to give it a death. Actually, you got to stand on it and.
I think he only drove it with 1 speed, didn't he?
Yeah, well, it certainly goes good when you give it a death. I really enjoyed the feature race. Car went featured, so I had a little bit of a miss. We just put on the dyno on Monday and got some more 20 horsepower out of it, and got a bit of a miss. So. Yeah, we're looking good. I might be a runner, actually. I might have to.
Unless you get bored halfway around the track. Hey, we've got a question from Randy T here. Actually, Randy Tarrant says, Gavin, do you think stock car teams racing is harder than super stock teams racing?
Well, it certainly probably was when we had 5 car fields, 5 versus 5 on the stage. That was pretty busy. Oh, it's just the supers, they get on you quicker. You know, you got your reaction time. You got to be faster. You got to, and they get to you quicker. You know, whereas the stock cars takes a bit of momentum to get to you.
Yeah.
Well, I've certainly had some big hits in the stock car days, but I've sort of wised up to don't take them too personally, you know.
Yeah. What about you, Mitch? I know you do both, mate.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's probably catch-22, really. It's some things are definitely easier with super stocks, just teams racing and racing in general. They handle that much better. They stop that much faster. You know, you can put them where you want it, and also just notice you can kind of get yourself out of trouble that bit quick. You know, you see someone coming, you grab the throttle, you're out of the way. The stock car, you're a little bit of a sitting duck sometimes. You can't quite move as quick and whatnot. So I guess you get a little bit more time to think in the stock car, but then the car doesn't react quite as fast and stuff. So I don't know, I probably couldn't pin down as to which one's harder or easier.
Yeah. Mate, actually, just with you, Mitch, you're 3NZ, everyone knows this. Everyone knows your qualities, what you bring to team racing, mate. And if you're on the front there, everyone's in the crowd's going to sit there and go, right, if you're on by the wall, we know what the front guy's either going to do. He's either going to take off, you're going to catch him in the first corner and you're gone, or they're going to put you up the wall. You must have a lot of pressure on you because of your talent.
Yeah, I guess every team goes in a way is the same, mate. There's never an easy one, and like I said, in this at the moment, and every team's so even, and every driver's so good nowadays. Their gear's so good. There's not really anyone who's in a way races better than others. You know, like everyone has the potential to catch you out, And the same as the teams. You know, just the quality of gear alone, that used to be pretty much the difference. You could look at a team and tell how good they were, you know, based on their cars. But now every car is so good. I think it's anyone's game out there, man. And as far as pressure, it's I guess when you get to the finals or things like that, there's always a bit more pressure. But just try and stay relaxed and not let that get to you, and just focus on the task at hand. And hey, if everyone does their role, you're going to come out on top. It's as simple as that. Everyone just does their bit, chip in. That's what makes a team.
Exactly, mate. I guess, and I guess it's a team effort, isn't it? If you're going to get the checker flag and get over at the end of your race, it's a team effort, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely say it's one good thing with having Ash in the team, when I'm running with him, I do feel he does take a little bit of heat off me, You know, everyone probably talk to him a little bit more, and he's always wide open, and you know, I genuinely just lurk in the background a little bit, and just try and keep it a bit more steady, a bit more consistent, and pick my way through. And I guess if you're wanting someone to come from the back to the front, Ash is the man. You know, I'm just more consistent. That's my thing.
All right, let's talk about the parade, Gav. You know, this parade, when the cars get ready to come out, the fans are in there in their thousands. How big is that parade for you, Gav? You know, the fans just go nuts.
It's pretty cool. I was just actually we just started racing, didn't even have anything like
that. He's old school, eh?
I was saying before, it's such a big day. You know, we used to do the square thing, and then if there's promotional stuff to do on a Friday night, I know the boys. I was on the periphery of the team last year, just watching it from the outside, and they had a big week, which was, you know, had sponsors, promo things, and then on the night before, and then on the day, you know, they have the scrutineering in the square and all the presentations, the grand parade, and it's a big day. And it's quite, you know, I'd rather we just turn up and go racing like a normal club night.
What about you, Mitch? You know, what's it like, you know, this whole grand parade thing when the fans are trailed from all over to watch their teams?
Yeah, hey, I guess now that I've done a few teams, it's cool. But in my first year or two, it was pretty mind-blowing, You know, and I just used to always laugh to myself, you know, and I was kind of only 18 or whatever, started teams racing, and you're going around doing that parade, and the things you notice from the inside looking out, you know, you see it differently, and you just watch the odd piss guy and just laugh at yourself, thinking, "Oh, that was me last year." You know? But it's something until you've been on the infield and seen it. It's probably something that, you know, I don't know, you kind of can't explain. Like it's unreal, man. I don't know of any other motorsport event in the country really that gets that sort of a crowd, and especially not in that arena and in that circle. It's a pretty cool vibe. But yeah, definitely, like I've said, by the time you get to that grand parade, you've done a lot of like PR work, and it's already been a big day in that. So it does start to wear a little thin, if I'm honest to say. You know, you've got a lot on your mind about the task at hand tonight, but you're trying to show this face and be the PR person. You know, it's a lot to take in a short period of time.
Yeah, mate, I know one of your fans out there rocks around with a real tight ears costume with the zip halfway down, he's right into it. You get those fans,
Yeah.
Those fans just love what you do.
Yeah, that's old Sparky Gibbs. I would more refer to him as a team model than just a fan, mate. He's one of a kind.
Yeah, exactly. And, your bus thing is a big thing as well. You've got your own bus that comes on through. You've got a bit of a tour thing going on. I think when I caught up with you, and that wasn't quite happening in a couple of weeks, but the fans are rock on up.
Yeah, I think the bus tour's dialed back a little bit this year just with COVID and stuff. Because he limits people cancelling and come and go and whatever, and then teams shifting. It's all pretty short notice. I think the bus trip's pretty minimal this year, but hey, that's definitely another one of Ewan's innovations, I'd say. Running that bus trip, that's cool for the fans. Those guys get that pretty cool experience, and obviously helps fund some of our teams racing and stuff. That's a huge amount of work Ewan puts into that. I often question him if it's really worth it, but he just loves it.
Yeah.
It is a pretty cool thing to have that bus tour. We all stay at the same place and that, so they're staying with us. And after racing last year, it was a pretty cool vibe. Actually, just went back and caught up with heaps of those guys off the bus and had a few drinks with them after racing and chatted and answered the questions and stuff. And yeah, met some real cool people on that tour.
Awesome. Gav, for you, mate, your family, how important is your family, to what you do, your racing? They mean so much.
Oh, they do, but I hardly see them as Miers in the shed.
So what is Chev doing then? What's Chev doing with himself?
Chev, come back, don't you worry. It's probably better off if he makes comeback when I'm all done, because I got him in trouble last time round. So I'll probably be better off just supporting him and crewing for him when he finally does come back. But he's just busy. He's got a young family and he's got his business. So we'll give him a drive. We'll give him a drive next year.
Awesome, mate. And Mitch, your family, because you're very similar, I would guess. You got your crew out in the shed. That's why you're going to join us, and you'll just want to talk. So they're busy working on the car. But how much does the family mean to you when it comes to what you do and you love in super stocks?
Yeah, obviously, family and crew and stuff's a pretty big part of it. There's always a group of guys come and go from my shed pretty much every night of the week. They're out in the shed now, meant to be working on the car, but I can see them from here. They're watching me on video. They should be working. Hey, but hey, massive involvement. It is a family sport, and I guess even if it's not immediate family or whatever, just the whole Speedway family, and my crew and all that. Kind of is one big family, and I don't. It's not just me, on my own, I'd never race. I'd never achieve what I've done for sure. No one can do this sport on their own. The hours involved, and during the week as well as at the track and the travel, all that stuff. And it's not just the Speedway season too. Winter's full on. We're still in this shed all the time, so it never ends. For me, all those guys involved. So much appreciated for their help.
Awesome. Hey, I want to send a big shout out to Stephen Palmer, who's joined on Evening Kings. Just quickly, I'm going to ask this. I know Craig's going to ask you a question. Tracy Vincent, is there any teams you guys don't like coming up against? Either one can answer. You Gav, who do you hate don't like coming against, Gav?
Oh, just a better team.
Okay. Mitch?
Like I covered off before, So the teams, it's just anybody's game now.
Yeah.
The teams are so good, and it's just so hard. And there's also, I don't mean to but like the Panthers at Huntley, it was a flop. Anyone can have that off night. Like, when did the last time the Panthers didn't before that, their cars didn't even finish the race? So that's just unheard of. But it just goes to show it can happen to anyone, and it's just the amount of upsets that you could go back on over the years too. Any of those kind of underdog teams nowadays, they can definitely cause an upset. It's anyone's game out there, man.
There's still a lot of luck involved in there when it comes to teams racing as well in there.
Yeah, definitely. There's plenty of times a $2 part or whatever's let you down to, and you got cars that won't run and things. So yeah, it's definitely an element of luck.
Yeah, no, all good, mate. Mark Eagle for you, Gav. Mark Eagle, Mental One. Looking forward to seeing Gavin troll the pole line, mate. Looking forward to seeing that, eh?
I'm running.
Oh, running, Mitch. There you go. Hey, Jason Coley's asking you, Gav, is Brendan Murphy your best crew member?
Brendan Murphy. Oh, Murphy. How did he get on here?
Actually, he's in there watching too. Hey,
just talking about crew members.
Yeah.
I've got one guy I got to thank, which is Mini-Me. He's just out in the shed at the moment. Without him, I wouldn't be racing, because I just, busy with my business and all that sort of stuff. And I'm quite lucky he does 4 days on, 4 off, and so he'll quite often work on the car when I'm at work. So it's mint, you just give him a little list of stuff to do, and even running around town and getting tyres and picking up stuff. It's just huge little things that just saves me time, So
yeah. Saves you stressing out, mate. And Mitch, same you, mate. Your crew are watching you. They should be doing some work, mate. They mean so much to the success of what happens for you out there on the track, eh?
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to think when I get out there that car's done, looking at how much work's being done out my window. But yeah, no. Like I said, like I covered up before, man, it's a huge commitment, both at the track and in the shed, week in, week out, and yeah, awesome bunch of dudes there, and partner Meg as well, feeding the whole tribe. I think there's only 2 of us live here, but there's probably 5 dinners or more come out the kitchen every night, so I'm sure they will appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, just quickly, another quick question for you guys before I let you guys go. Any other classes of cars you think you would have a go in?
Yeah, Chris Cowling's going to give me a drive of a super saloon. He doesn't know it, but he is. Yeah. But I've had it good in a midget, in a sprint car, and obviously stock cars and supers and that. So yeah, probably not something I see myself doing full time, but definitely enjoy the odd skid here and there in an open wheeler.
Awesome. You, Gavin, anything else you'd like to have a go in before you hang your helmet up?
Oh, I'm pretty old for it now, but probably the speedway bikes. I've always liked watching all the solos and that back in the day. Well, Sherwood and Barge and all that. I used to run around Palmy.
Oh, awesome. I remember those names back in the day in Palmy. Shit.
Merv Hodgson, he used to be my neighbour across the road when I lived in Fielden. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't had Dave Stewart and all that in a long time. Holy moly.
Yeah, he's only a young buck. He's only a young buck.
Palmy, you see, so I started at Palmy Speedway back when it had the wooden grandstand and everything, So. Yeah.
Good awesome. Times. Hey, James Freeman, KJ, always races with us as well. 2 legends in, mates. Good luck, boys. James, wishing you all the best. Regan O'Brien had him on last night. Hey, Granddad Taniwha. So there you go from Regan, eh? He'll be rubbing this bloody dough, mate. Hard case, guys. You got so much support here as well, everyone's giving you the thumbs up and wishing you all the best. And again, as I started off the show, I do appreciate you two coming out to join us and taking time away from your cars and your crews and your family. And we will catch up in a couple of weeks down there in Palmy. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to do some live interaction from down there as well. So safe travels for you two to your team. Good luck to the Kings, and wish you all the best and hope all goes well, eh?
Cheers, mate. Hey, I'll just quickly jump in there and just also make a quick mention to all our sponsors in that AP group. They're very big supporter of myself as well as the Kings team. And then you got the Cobb and Speedway Garage, 2 bars there in Palmerston North. Huge supporters of Speedway, not just the Kings. You see those guys' names on cars all over the show. So big shout out to them, as well as Sense and Plumbing, Central Equipment Movers, Heater Studios, Sign Fusion, and just all the other. We've got heaps of little sponsors too. Wouldn't be able to name them all, sorry, but there's a massive amount of people and businesses who get in behind the Kings. Obviously, yeah, big shout out to Ewan for everything he puts in, and to our club. They're awesome, and that's really what makes this whole thing tick. It's there's definitely no iron team around here, so yeah, massive involvement from a large number of people.
Yeah, exactly. Can't do it without them. So, like I say, thanks again, you two, and all the best. You got a big fan of supporters back where you guys come from, obviously, but also back up towards the KihiKihi area up and around the region. So, thank you guys. So, take care and all the best.
We wish you the best, and thanks for your time. Yeah,
thank you very much. That was awesome.
Cheers.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, guys. Thank you. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is starting off our 3rd night of our teams build-up, the AP KihiKihi Kings, the Kings Superstock team. The team was only announced a little while ago, who will be down there in Palmerston North. And good to catch up with those 2 guys, Mitch Vickery and Gavin Taniwha. We're still coming up at around 8:15, 8:30ish, most probably. We're going to still catch up with the Panthers, Jack Miers and William Humphries. But I suppose these 2 guys are ready for us to talk to them.
They've been sitting there. Alan's been having trouble getting his camera going. He had to get his missus in to help him, but he finally sorted it. So we'll bring him in. So we'll let you introduce him as I bring him in, Pins.
He's the defending champions, the Rebels. And look at this. Look at that. Hey, he's the young fella sitting there with us. Alan McRobbie, AJ Axtens. How are you 2 gentlemen going? All good, guys?
Yeah, going good. Awesome. Just waiting to have a good old chat, eh? All good, mate. Cheers for having us on.
No, that's all good, mate. We just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. And we thought, when we started talking about let's do a team's build-up show, let's do it the week prior to Easter, because I know a lot of you guys are busy in your sheds doing last-minute things, getting ready for the big show, because the pressure's on you guys, mate. You guys are the defending champions, eh? Yes. How cool is that?
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome, mate. It's really awesome that everyone hear that saying it all the time, saying defending champs and saying that the Rebels are champs, so it's a pretty good feeling, eh?
What about you, AJ? Thinking part of their team, mate. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal. It was, just going through the fact or going about it, even qualifying for that first night, because we know how brutal and hard it is these days. So, let alone to be able to qualify and pursue on to night 2 and then to kind of take the golden ticket was a home run. So it was pretty unbelievable. It took us a long time to sink in.
Yeah, and I think, the reality of the Rotorua Rebels team, the history behind that team, they've had so many damn good bloody teams over the year. And the fans, I see them everywhere. You cannot miss them in their shirts and everything like that. There's a lot of Rebel fans. They've been loyal to your club. And what you guys achieved last year, when that checker flag went in the final race, mate, they just erupted the whole bloody stadium. You would have heard them back in Rotorua.
Yeah. Should I chat, AJ? Should
I? Kid got your tongue down.
Yeah. Nah, definitely when you look back at all the clips, mate, I probably watched the old last year's clips over 100 times now, and you see the sea of red in the crowd. It's awesome to see, and you see everyone camped around our cars after we won it. It's pretty surreal, eh?
It was a pretty popular win. I think that no matter who you supported last year, when you guys won it, I think, the 90% of the crowd there were pretty happy that it was Rotorua's tied away, and it showed with that eruption, didn't it? I bet you the week celebrations after that were pretty epic too, were they? Eh?
Yeah, the old hangover was pretty real for sure. Going back to Rotorua the next day, it was brutal. But like Alan said, that sea of
dusty headaches and dusty and sore muscles at the next day, wasn't there?
But like that sea of red and looking up at that crowd, because like you said, like Rotorua supporters are very staunch and they are very loyal. Like we stay in our lane, we don't jump ship. And, they, like every team, they go through phases and whatnot. So to keep, when we started a few years ago, to kind of keep that group of boys and we had losses. I remember we got pumped a few times, but you keep your head up and you put new tires on for the next race and you go again. And I think we kind of grew a bit of a culture between all of us and it just kind of snowballed. And to have that sort of success so early on, it was a surprise. But we lived it up, man. Shit, we were into it after finals. The Bears were going down.
Yeah, I bet you they're going down sweet as, I reckon, eh? You guys are just living it. Hey, why not?
I don't think I had to buy around that night.
That was actually funny because I had put I don't do much on the TAB, but they boys downloaded me the app, and I picked a few races, and we weren't paying very well at all to win the whole thing, so I put a bit of money on it, and we were out town. Ellen was like, "Mate, did you check your TAB?" So I think I won like $700. I think the first round was like 30 drinks.
Oh, it was rigged.
That was hard case.
Oh, and that's it, it's the culture you guys, as young as you are in this team that has, and you think of all those fans who have been through years of supporting their team. It doesn't get any bigger than the Hickey family, trust me. The emotions on Stan and Sonia and all of those loyal supporters, all those volunteers who work at that wonderful track you guys race out of. That is a massive facility, and the work that goes into, all of the fans back home, mate. They were just pumped hard out when you guys won that. I remember nearly seeing that bloody fence of Palmy coming down.
Oh, yeah. No, it's pretty awesome to see the guys like standing there and Sonia shredding a tear and Lyle and my old man, everyone just over the moon. So it's good to see.
There's been a few of the old drivers too, the same when that had represented Rotorua for years and hadn't managed to get there like you did. They'd have been pretty proud of you too, were they?
Yeah, definitely were. They all were. Over the moon. So.
Yeah. What about you, AJ? Dad and the family, they would have been just like buzzing, mate.
Oh, Oh, they were on cloud nine, like we had tried for so long, and you go back as far as '86 when they last won it, and the Rebels always showed up, and the supporters were always so loyal. So to go down there and have my dad there managing, it was the first time my wife had came down. So whether she reckons she's a bit of a lucky charm. So she reckons, no, it wasn't even that hard, and I said it does not happen like this, all the time. So I was very special to have all of our family and friends, and we are a tight knit, so it was awesome to do it with good mates as well,
Yeah, let's talk about the fans, because they are what drives all the teams. There's 12 teams, and we've spoken to a few over the last couple of nights. We've still got another day to go tomorrow, but mate, the fans just mean everything to you guys, eh?
Oh, what are you going to
No, absolutely. You're right. They are, and they support us whether we win or lose. You never see the day one loyals. You never see in a Panthers shirt or following their mates. They will stay Rotorua day one, and they're going to barbecue at the workshop the next day. So it was it's so important. Well, I reckon anyway, like when we seen that sea of red come on, and like Alan said, like there's some of those old school tough buggers crying, like that's how much it meant to them. So to kind of to give them that satisfaction as well, it was really special, I reckon.
Really special, really special. And I'll talk about the sense of some of those guys who have tried their hardest over the years to win a title for their club. And some of those have actually passed away. And I'm not going to get into names in case I miss. But, you've done it for them and their families as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And those families are all heavily involved too. Like our Huntless family, they'll probably forever be involved. That they put in a lot of time and effort. And it's obviously very appreciated by everyone in the team. But they just do it for the love of the sport, love of the team. And it's awesome to see.
So what's it like getting ready for the parade, and, you're going to roll in out there, like you already said, a sea of reds there, and they're just there with their big flags. It's just everywhere, What's that like, as young drivers getting ready and amped up and excited? Start with you, AJ.
I was going to say, Alan's probably got him a bit of a skitter, a little dance out there. You'll practice that. He kind of enjoys that kind of carry on, eh? But no, the parade was always something probably that is quite special. It's a massive amount of hype. I try not to get too pumped up for it because that's just kind of what I'd been told. But it's one of those things I think you're going to soak it in and be a part of, and that kind of the whole builds a whole lot, But I mean, this year, it'd certainly be different. I've obviously never been out there first on the track, and with the trophy on the lead car, that'll be a hell of an event, and a hell of an occasion. So I think you just soak it up, and don't try to get too involved and sucked into it, because there's still a job to do at 5 o'clock when the flag drops,
Yeah. What about you, Alan? What is very similar?
Yeah, no, very similar. I don't get too much caught up in the pressure. Once you're in the car and strapped on, then you start thinking about it. You just soak it up, and obviously, definitely this year is going to be a bit different. Having the first team on the rank, might have to come up with a decent song to come out to,
He's talking. He's talking shit, AJ, because he's going to get out there dancing up and everything. He's going to rock the crowd.
We might have to put my car out first this year instead of the lowest numbers.
If we're going off numbers, it's going to be old 7 old McRobbie. It's his first
7, 9, and 10.
Trophy on it. That'd be a special occasion.
It'd be good to see where all the supporters are at, and see all those really red shirts sticking out everywhere,
Because if I remember rightly, was there a new design on the car when you won? Did it all change up and went away from its traditional design? Was that the first time you may have dawned that new design on your bodies and everything?
I'm pretty sure last year was a new design.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of a new design, a bit of a reshape of the brand, obviously, because we had gone through that stuff that happened.
Yeah.
We reshaped the flag and and so we changed it in a sense, I think. But it wasn't a whole new. It was just a bit of bits and bobs, to keep the lefties happy, so to speak.
Exactly,
I don't want to get into, because that caused a bit of.
I definitely think they came out a lot better looking, a lot more. They should be
Well,
good.
it certainly came out a better result for you. That's for sure.
That too.
You're getting a lot of comments here from the fans too. Mark Osborne's calling you weapons. There's a few saying make sure you take your wife again this year.
You'd ask Mark where my trailer's at.
Oh, Tony Hurinui Big H, he's in Taupo there. He's talking to me here. Koro, did you hit that sunbed again? That's this bloody line in front of me. You know it is, mate. And I know I spoke to you last night. You want to come to bloody 10. Just get your ass down there. I know you want to get down there. Yeah, Jonathan Kelly, go the Rebels. Yeah, you got heaps of fans jumping in. Dirt Nuts jumping in as well. Awesome, mate. You go the Rebels. Charlie's loving this. Mate, you just got so much fans. We talked about the fans before, the importance of this, and everyone's commenting straight away. It was a wicked final. The crowd just erupted. Yeah, they did erupt. AJ, the Hedgehog, is hauling, brother. The Hedgehog is hauling.
Who said that?
Sideend Murray.
Oh,
is
he's a
it
cheeky bugger. Yeah, Nathan. Yeah, he's giving me jib because my hair's not a strength of mine. And I shaved it all off, and I managed to grab 2 flags at Bay Park on Saturday night. So he reckons that's why.
Okay. SpongeBob. We're going to call him SpongeBob. Harley Robs jumped in, and if you watched the show, was it the first show Monday night? He spoke about this bloody sponge he puts down in the nether regions. It hasn't been watched since they won 2019, so it stinks like hell. But Harley has said, has Alan McRobbie told you guys about his new gorge?
Nah, not confirmed. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, another driver we spoke to last night is Regan O'Brien, mate. He's a good bugger. He's a laugh and a half. If it was their time, drove men all weekend, boys. Hope you're bringing some brisket, AJ.
Yeah, I think he watches a bit of the old, a little bit of a side hustle, a bit of cooking. It's not good for the old hips and rear weight of a super stock, but yeah, it's a good tucker and a few beers. So you have to come around and trial it sometime.
Awesome, mate. Hey, and is it going to be a difference for you guys? Because I'm guessing you guys would have been on the show, being the defending champs down at the square. We know thousands rock up there, but we all know the Scrutineering's going to be down at the pits. I don't think it's going to be much difference. If you're a fan, you're going to be down there with you guys in the pits, eh?
Yeah, I think if anything, it's probably going to be better. Like the facilities near second to none now. They've all transformed it, and so it's all pretty clean, and cars will be spread out nicely, and she should be good. Should be good.
I don't think you're going to be able to move, to be honest, in there, because you think about how big the square was in comparison to the pits, and I think that same crowd that would be in the square is going to be in the pits. You guys aren't going to be able to move, so it'll be awesome, though. I mean, that's what the fans want. They want to get close to you guys. They want to, they put you all up on a pedestal. The fans, what make it all happen, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, everyone that goes to the square, I believe, ends up going to the racetrack anyway, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of, it is what it is with the timing this year. And I reckon the pits are just going to be just as chaos as what the square was. So it is cool, like you said, that everyone and kids gets involved in around the cars and gets towed out for the parade. It's a hell of an occasion.
Yeah, some they have a bit of a pit stop at the railway. Yeah, you know how they walk from there, and then they get to the railway, then they kind of stumble all into the arena. Go, holy hell! There's those fans too. Some of them don't even leave the bloody railway, actually.
Yeah. That was probably me a couple of years ago.
That's why I was saying it.
It's good though that this even with the square and the pits now, it's good that like with Palmy, the kids get to come in and see you at the car. There's a lot of tracks now that you can't get in the pits at all. So that event with the teams and having the kids come in, because they're the ones that want to watch and keep bringing generations through. Hey, that must be. Is it special to have some kid come up and ask you for your autograph, or? Yeah,
it's always good to give everyone all the autographs, and it's always good to see all the kids, because then you're bound to be racing them in a couple of years anyway. So we're getting up there in age, and they'll be coming through the mini stocks. But it's awesome to get to be able to give back to the other supporters and all that.
Yeah, in that class, there's some of these kids who knows watching you guys, idolizing you guys, and they may end up in a mini stock. That sense where these stars are starting these days. It's a great class to get kids adapted to Speedway. Then who knows what happens from there onwards. Cody Mack, who's going to be joining us tomorrow. Surely AJ is on the barbecue regardless on Sunday night. Here he is. He's already given you, actually, because you're actually in their group, with the Warriors and the All-Stars, so he's already given you some bit of
already
shit,
trying to, I reckon, trying to get under my skin.
Give them some comfort food, eh? Give them some comfort.
Yeah. But here's some tucker bottom. Sorry.
Oh, Stu Russell, nice to see you letting Alan talk there, AJ.
Yeah. Yeah, well, usually Alan stutters a little bit, eh? Like even his wife said, when they first came on the scene, he didn't really know how to pronounce his name. So he's done very well.
AJ's like a bloody sniper, eh? He knows how to pinpoint the camera.
Yeah. J Mac Marcus, Jodeci Makia just put in there. Awesome bunch of lads out there enjoying the moment, having fun. It is, and that's it, having fun. And it's just all about having fun and enjoying yourselves. You do the busy out there on the track, and whatever the outcome is, you're pretty well out there applauding whatever happens and what eventuates. It stays out on the track when you do the business, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Come off and have a laugh about it and see what you got to fix. But nah, definitely stays on the track.
Yeah, mate. All right. Marcus has asked a quick question here for Alan. Which win does he rate more? Winning the Superstock Teams Champs or the one in Z in the stock car?
Oh, easy answer, mate. Easy answer.
Definitely, I would say definitely the teams. I'm obviously a bit older and I'm able to take it all in a bit better, and there's a lot more people involved. So there's definitely a lot better than New Zealand. So.
Okay, mate. Awesome. Jamie Hemi's watching barbecue on AJ Axtens. Yeah, he'll be hanging out there. He might be joining the crew as well. Wait, everyone's wanting a barbecue.
Yeah. I know. I don't know if I'm on here to talk about teams racing or a bit of barbecue.
Stop posting those videos. Stop posting those videos.
Yeah, I reckon. I have to keep it a bit low now, otherwise everyone's turning up at my house.
But mate, do you think the pressure's on you guys, knowing when you prepare yourselves for next week? And I know you're going to be out there in the sheds, making sure every last bolt's tightened up and everything's in place as you head down. For you, Alan, heading down to Palmy, the big drive from Vegas down that way and everything like that. The fans will be going past, beep, 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 trucks will be going past, bomb, 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 yeah, rebels, you prepared and everything. Being defending champs puts pressure on you.
No, I don't really feel the pressure. Like I just go in like last year, confident last year. I think we had the team to do it, and I think this team we pretty much got the same guys, and I feel confident again. But the old man will go through the car every nut and bolt and make sure it's 110%. So the old girl hasn't let me down yet. So we'll be confident.
Awesome, mate. Yeah, and what about you, AJ?
Yeah, I think I'm the same as Ellen. Whether it came from a rugby perspective, I just think you don't get, the spotlight is going to be on us. We are the defending champs, but I don't think you buy too much into it either, I think other people talk it up more than probably what we probably feel as drivers. We already know that we're the defending champs and there's going to be a target, but yeah, I just don't think if you buy into it too much and race one is race one and you turn up and hopefully do the business and come away with a bit of luck, but to do it with, all of us are friends outside of racing as well. Like those other couple of boys, we all went to school together as kids, So, wow. And Ellen, we're all good mates from a long time ago playing footy. So it's a good group of boys, and we hang out outside of racing as well, And I just think we'll just think about getting the job done, race one, and all all the other stuff is just a bit of background noise,
Work it. Let's talk about the other boys, mate. Who makes up the Rebels team to be heading down to Palmy? Who can remember the names here? Who's got the job of doing this one?
Skip.
Is that the Rebels? Obviously, yeah. We got Mick in the 7R. Yeah. He's obviously the last couple of years since coming to Superstock, he's been up the front. He's going good, been consistent. So, and he's obviously got a decent background in stock car team. So, he's it's his time to shine this year. And
awesome.
And then you've got pretty much the same team from last year. We've pretty much tried to keep the same team together just to give everyone a good shot at defending the title. And luckily with COVID, the red light, it's given Dale a chance to get his new car all up and going again. So you see he had it running tonight or last night he had it running and driving. So he should be good to go for Easter and then good to go for then. So
wicked. And the crews, mate, you cannot do without your crew. So, the other guys that do all the hard work, you guys get the glory of racing around doing the hard work on the track and the race. But if it falls apart and the tractor or the truck is towed in, those boys and girls in the pits are ready just to get things back on for the next race. So they do a lot of work, your crews, and you got to thank them, AJ?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like you kind of have your tight-knit group that you kind of, stay within your means and that's your group, because there's certainly, especially I suppose if you start becoming a bit more popular and you win a few events and whatnot, everyone wants to join the old bandwagon and jump in the old snowball. But you kind of have that tight-knit group of lads that help you, and then you get into a routine and they just tick the boxes at race night, and all you got to do is virtually drive the car, So, but yeah, obviously Dad has a lot to do with it as well. He enjoys tutoring away in the shed here, whether it's right or wrong, but he just likes putting his hands in there and getting involved. But yeah, we've got a group of boys that certainly take care of us, and same with the rest of the Rebels. Like, got a hell of a crew, and then you got our outside engineers as well. It's a pretty cool camp.
Yeah, and you, Alan?
Yeah, obviously we're just my team's just a small team. We got my old man who's tink away every night, and he loves the speedway, so I just let him go, and then got his cousin, and it's just pretty much me, and wife and kids come along all the time. But we do a decent enough job with what we got, and obviously you got especially at teams last year, you got every Tom, Dick, and Harry working on your car, so everyone's keen to jump in, but it's bloody good when you can just sit back and watch your car get done, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and so, I suppose. Sorry, Craig.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I was going to say. So, how do you? What do you guys do to prepare yourselves for teams like that week building up? Like next week, is do you start doing the full build up? How do you prepare yourself for it? Do you have to prepare yourself a bit mentally as well, or do you just what do you guys do to get ready for the biggest event on the Speedway calendar each year?
For myself, it'll just be another week. She's pretty full on at work. So.
Yeah. You try not to think about it too much, or
thinking too much about Speedway. It'll be maybe shoot down to the old man's down Wakatani a night or two and try and help him with the prep. But we've pretty much done most of the prep already with the spares and all that, and just got to obviously just give it a clean up and check over after the Easter meet at Rotorua. But other than that, it's just a normal week, and then we'll head down Thursday, pack it up, load it up, make sure we got everyone, and head off on Friday.
Okay, you, AJ?
Yeah, much the same as LA. Just milking cows, made up until that Friday morning, so no special here. And but yeah, get in that shed, like Alan said. I think most of our and spares and bits and bobs, but that with few late nights in the shed and just loading up the bus to make sure we pretty much have that spare car minus a chassis and engine, just then tick all those boxes, and then we'll head down Friday collectively as a team. And but yeah, in the mental side of things, I think it's you have a job to do, and a lot like rugby, you just kind of accept it, get on with it, and wait for that race one. But tick the boxes and go down there collectively as a team.
Yeah, man. Awesome, mate. All right, Alan, just quickly for you, mate. What do you wear that gives you a bit of good luck? Do you have your lucky socks, undies, or what do you bloody wear? What do you do? You got anything superstitious?
Nah, just AJ's wife's undies, but Nah, I got no superstitions. I
know you like wearing wrong, Alan. You're a little bit different, mate. You're a little bit
Nah, no superstitions here. I just chuck on whatever, and I just go with the flow and get into it. Really, haven't really been into that sort of stuff before, so
yeah. Come on, AJ. What do you got to give back to him now?
He's actually caught me off guard here a little bit. I'm actually quite witty, but I'm trying not to picture Alan in my wife's pairs of underwear. It wouldn't be a good sign. But nothing too important from here. I don't really, I haven't really kind of got into that and whatnot. I did have what I thought was a lucky pair of undies, and then I had a bad race, so bloody rubbish, you know. But just nothing superstitious, anything like that, mate. Just whatever's on the top there on the drawer, grab those on the way out.
Awesome. You might get in there and do the biz. Amron up here, Broadhurst. Best of luck, boys. Uncle Baz will be watching again from above. We know that. Tony Huranui says a big shout out to you, and Thomas Junior Huranui as well. So everyone's talking about it. Kai Moana for the weekend, Kazi. Oh, check this all out, eh? Look at these fellas.
You bring a little koha of $10, bro. Leave it in my bus.
You're never chucking a beast on the bus.
Chucking half a bloody beast on the back of the bus.
No, this is awesome, actually, and this is what it's about as well. The fans who have joined onto the show, welcome along to Cockpit Media, the build-up of the teams event, which you all know gets under Anzac weekend, Saturday, Sunday down there in Palmer. The defending champs joining us, AJ Axtens, Alan McRobbie. Alan, mate, you better give a big shout out to your sponsors because they mean so much to everyone that represents the club, the team, everything like that. You got a list here? You got a list here, mate? Don't you miss anyone now?
He's done his homework. He's done his homework.
There's a hell of a list. Had to get people last night too. Obviously, as for every team, she's a hard yakking trying to get the team down there and get the cars prepped, and obviously the old damaged bill at the end of the weekend usually pretty high up there. Well, for me anyway. But no, Lionel Hemming Transport, Aspect Group, King Signs. He's got a few good week ahead of him doing all the stickers on the cars. Classic Builders, TWS, Vasey Engineering, Warehouse Auto Parts, Stitch and Print for all the apparel. Now you got to get the old good championship tees. Drift Carts, Graham Hughes at Sportsweb. You got Stealth Engineering. They've provided us a mean little apparel trailer there. You'll see at Palmy. So she's a very bit of kit. And then obviously Machinery Specialists. They're always opening their sheds for us to fix the cars and wash the cars up and get them all ready.
Awesome, mate. One of you guys on the show your go look at your bloody t-shirts. All right, show them off to everyone. Yeah,
there, boys. Get them on.
Look at that. And you can get all that stuff online. You got merchandise. You got all that stuff that's going to be down there, or you can get it online and wear down there and support your team.
Yeah, so all the normal merch, that'll be, the red t-shirts, all that, they'll be available in the t-shirts. But I think if you go to the Instagram and Facebook Rebels link, you better purchase your championship tees through a website there.
Okay.
And get them delivered before Palmy, so it's all good.
Awesome. Well, we're just waiting for. We've got Jack sitting in the back there, but we're still waiting for William to pop in at the moment too. So
well, we're not going to share secrets because Jack's been watching. He's been hanging out to see what the secret and the Fendi Pats are going to do. And like you said too, that Panthers team that actually Mitch said it earlier, and what we saw at Huntley there, and we know what they can do, Panthers, when they turn on, especially in their front of their home crowd. Mate, you've just got a whole lot of supporters here that are writing a lot of comments. You're going to have a massive sea of red down there. Supporting you guys down there in Palmy. And on behalf of Cockpit Media, myself and Booker there, I just want to thank you both for taking time out on your busy schedule. I know you guys are pretty amped. You got a big meeting coming up for Easter, as you always do. And next weekend, it's even bigger. Taking the trophy out there when you saw the first cars out onto the track. Whoever car goes in front, you can decide that one out yourselves. But, mate, it's just been a pleasure, and I'm excited. I know your fans are excited, and to be talking to the defending champs, you two guys have brought a lot of humour and fun to the show, and that's what we're about, is having fun by giving the hype and the build-up to the biggest event on our Speedway calendar here in New Zealand. I appreciate your time. Thank you both very much for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Anytime.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Okay. Good luck, defending champs. Yeah. Go to Rebels. Go to Rebels. Awesome, guys. Awesome.
We're not far away from. We're not far away from bringing. Oh, here come. No, that's Ellen's out. Just trying to see. We could probably bring Jack in if we like.
Bring in young Jack, mate.
Until William sorts it out. So we'll bring Jack in.
Hey, Jack, mate.
G'day. How's it going, guys?
Oh, yeah. Just while we wait. Oh, no, there we go. We've got William now. Here we go. Sorry. Here we go.
There he is. There we go.
Easy.
There we
There
go. Just
There
like
we
that.
go.
So,
I know William's just joined us, and Jack Miers has been sitting there for a little bit as well. And I do thank you both, for coming on the show here on Cockpit Media to get out there and the build up to the big event that's coming up next weekend. So, Jack, William, thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining us, eh?
All good.
Cheers. Good to be on.
Awesome. Jack, mate, you would have heard those two there giving each other a bit of hell and how they were having fun. And obviously, when you think what they've been through over the years as Rebels and to win their trophy, and to come back as defending champs, you would have had a bit of a laugh listening to those two.
Yeah, I come on about just in time to hear Alan talking about wearing women's undies. So that sort of set the scene for what you've probably been talking about.
Hey, mate, it's just good to have the Panthers on, and to talk to you guys because the record of history is just unbelievable for the Panthers team. And, I'm not going to go through some of these comments that'll be there because I don't want to get into that. I wanted to talk about you two, basically. So you, Jack, mate, as young as you are, following Dad's footsteps, the name Miers has been associated with the track for like years and years and years and years. What's it been like, mate?
Yeah, I suppose there's been a bit of pressure on over the years to always do well because the team that left before sort of me and William come along, they were always quite successful, which is probably why up until probably recent years, we never had a really good following because everybody wanted to see us fail. But just as the years go by, the teams are all so close now. And, Rotorua have been trying however many years and they finally got there last year. It just goes to show that everybody's up on such a level playing field now. All the cars are so even. And, gone are the days where the teams that only had one or two good cars, they've got sort of 4+ good cars and drivers to go with it in their team. So it can be anyone's game come the weekend.
Yeah, you've had no choice but to really, basically, honestly, mate, is to grow up on the scene there as well. It's in the blood when I think about it. And, mate, it's just been, joy watching you as a young man driving on through and following Dad's footsteps and everything like that, eh? The pressure's on.
Yeah, well, it just shows that, like the mini stock class has been good for a good feeder for the super stocks and through the stock cars as well. Like William and there's a handful of other guys, a long list that have all followed in their father's footsteps as well, raced mini stocks. We've all raced mini stocks together. And yeah, we've been around it since we were old enough to remember, really. So you see over the years where a lot of people have gone wrong and where they've gone right. And hopefully you can put all that together and do something similar on the track,
You'd be very similar there, William. You think when you're growing up there and as a kid and you think one day, and I think we spoke to a few drivers over the last couple of nights and they were on the other side of the fence. Now they've got the opportunity to be on the track, mate. You're growing up around that whole scene and just loved every moment of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, growing up watching it, Team Champs is always a highlight as well. Like Jack said, a big group of us all come through mini stocks together and, we got me, Jordan, Jack, David Lowe, all come through mini stocks and all teams racing together. And yeah, that's obviously always been a dream to be teams racing and part of the Panthers. And yeah, it's good to do it with the group of guys we grew up racing with.
Yeah, when you take a look at that, and Craig Booker made mention earlier on, he's been there watching it since it was the old wooden grandstand back in the days. And some of the names popped up in our show this evening. That Panthers name is a massive name when it comes to this event. It's huge.
Yeah, it definitely is. Exactly what Jack said, back in the day, all the teams weren't as tight as they are now. Like every team, like all the cars, they're all got good gear, good drivers. Everyone's on a level playing field, really. So it definitely makes it harder, and you can't underestimate any team. Any team there who turns up on the weekend will be in it to win it, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And thinking too, it's down there in your own backyard, basically. It's on your home turf, isn't it? So that makes it even bloody tough. Everyone just wants to come out there and get you guys.
Yeah, pretty much, but that's all part of the fun.
Hey, what's it going to be like? Sorry, go, Craig.
Well, I was just going to say, that we always, as fans, they always like to knock down the ones that are the winners, eh? So if you're getting crap and that and people having a go at you, you're doing well. So that's, you guys have always done well. And in your individual titles as well, the pair of you race extremely well. So, Yeah, I wouldn't worry about standing up to that name of Panthers. I think you guys stand up to the Panthers name very, very well.
Yeah. So how's things been going with you, Jack, in the car at the moment? Are you going to be back out there this coming weekend or Friday?
Yep. No, the plan is to give another run this weekend. Just make sure everything's 100%, and just try and cram. Usually have sort of 2 weeks prep before teams. Just try. You go over every nut and bolt and every plug and every wire, and make sure all that trivial stuff that you never want to let you down on a normal night, let alone on the big stage like teams. All that stuff's all in check. So it's always worse when something goes wrong, especially in a team's environment, because you're not just letting yourself down anymore. It's a whole team that you're sort of not pulling your weight with. So it's just you just go that extra mile to make sure everything's 100%, and all the stuff that you don't usually take to the track on a normal night, like spare side rails and bumpers and welders and everything that you need to pretty much fully rebuild the car between races.
Yeah, you'd be very similar too, William, wouldn't you? You take all the bit of extras and everything like that. Everything you will probably need that's going to make things work race after race at teams.
Yeah, pretty much take everything to spare diffs and everything. We've got the right crew. We got a good group of guys, and if we need extra hands, there's always an extra hand there. So there's enough guys and a good group of guys to fix anything really. Get everything done. Take everything we've got.
Yeah, how important are the crews to you guys? Your crews and family, Jack. Family's always going to be there, mate. But how important are your family to you when you come to the big event like that on the big stage?
Yeah, well, the family, that's probably the biggest crew, because that's growing more and more by the minute. Kids and nieces and nephews and stuff come along now, so they will love it. But the crew's a big part. You wouldn't do it, especially during the week. Like I've worked such big hours now, and I might not get to the shed till sort of after 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and I've already been there a couple of hours by then. So without them, I'd be nowhere, like with the racing that we're doing today. So it's a big group of guys. I'd hate to start naming them because I'd always leave someone out, but definitely couldn't do it without them. And William would be the same. You rely so much on your crew to, especially on the night, because you're in the heat of the moment. You might have to get dragged away to go and do something and have a meeting and that. So you rely solely on your crew to pretty much get yourself turned around, ready to go for the next race. So.
Yeah, you'll be in the same boat there, William. Like Jack said, mate, the crew means so much to you.
Yeah, definitely. And we got the crew we got, we can 100% trust them on the car. They know exactly what they're doing. Do it all up to a standard that would do it ourselves, and so we can go out in the car every race and, we know it's 100% right. We know nothing's half-assed done. We know it's good, and we don't have to focus on, is the car going to be sweet? We know it's going to be sweet. Most of the time.
Awesome.
And then,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right. And then what happens out there on the track, we'll see what happens. Tracy Vincent says, hey, guys. She also says the most successful team champions. You got Bex Braybrook, who says, hey, Panthers. Harley Rob, mate, he had to come in here again. Here's Harley. He's always got a question. Jack, since you didn't come out on the Drink at Speedway NZ Awards, does that mean I'll get a free pass next weekend?
He's not going to let me live that down. I might have to make that up another time, but no, there's definitely no free passes with no one next weekend. But let's just hope that I manage to do my job, or we all do our job to not let him get past.
I like that one. Richard Humphries, you'll know Richard here. Well, how's married life, William?
It's good. It's good. Had to do a bit of gardening the other day though, so it's changed a little bit. In the car, but it's good.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. You got to have this, Dave Rutter, I think it is. Has anyone booked P2B in to Specsavers yet? I had to ask us.
That's going to come up every year, I think.
Yeah, they're always bloody. You're always going to get this stuff, aren't you? You're going to get a pop-up here and there, and there's the obvious one in here as well, Matt Brady, I think it is. Humphrey drives it like he's stolen it, bro. Yeah, and he fixes it up. Oh, mate, there's just so many things going on here. Stu Russell, Vanessa Humphries, how popular is William tonight? Yeah, he's very popular, We've got heaps of people on board watching the show, so it's just so cool, it all happens when it happens. The square thing, because it's on your hometown, that square thing is, we know it's not going to happen now, and so going to be at the track, going to make much difference. Obviously, I suppose the biggest thing is, like every driver we've spoken to, you have to put your cars back in the trailer, then head down to the track. It's all down there.
Yeah, the square is probably a big thing for the more supporters, I suppose, because it's a big hype and big following, and it's probably more of a rigmarole for us as the drivers and the crews, because, like I say, you got to sort of get everything unloaded, go through scrutineering like you usually would at the track, and then you got to load everything up and go again. But no, it is a good thing for the crowd and the spectators, and adds to the hype of the event, I suppose. So it'd be a bit of a shame not to do it this year, but yeah, I suppose there's always next year to get sorted for that.
Yeah. What about you, Will? That whole atmosphere of the crowd on the square.
Yeah, it's like Jack says, it's all, good for the crowd, good for the sport. But yeah, like as a driver, it is a whole lot extra work. I hope this year, let's go to the track, scrutineer, he'll give us an extra couple of hours to chill out and just do our own thing, really.
Yeah. Ricky Alston asks, how do you guys like your draw? You with the Eagles and Scrappers.
Yep, that's good.
Good on, eh?
Happy with that.
Do you guys prepare differently for each team that you come up against, or is the preparation pretty similar every time you go out for a teams race? You have your plan and you execute it, and that's that, or is it every team you prepare different for? How does that work? Was it like that, or?
Like I said earlier on, you can't underestimate any team. You have to go into it with your own game plan, and then teams race it, and whatever happens, and you got to treat every team the same. Obviously, sometimes you go into a teams race, and you're guessing that person's going to go into block, and he might sit on the line or whatever. But at the end of the day, that's all just guesswork, because then they can just off the start completely change it, or first corner, that plan's gone out the window, and the other person it just depends what happens off the line. Really, you can do a bit of guesswork, but again, they can call your bluff.
Yeah. What about you? You the same as William, is it? Or?
Yeah, it was a lot of guys these days that are, they can do more than just the one role. They're sort of, two-dimensional now. So there's a few guys that, someone like Mike Mack, you're lining up against. Thankfully, we don't have to race against him too much anymore, but you always knew what he was up to.
I'm upset about that, though.
But, most drivers these days, like Gav, who you were talking to before, like, he's a bloody good blocker, but I seen him racing in Palmy the other night, and he's just as fast, if not faster, than most of the other guys in his team now. So at the end of the day, you've got a game plan, and you know what you need to do. It doesn't matter who you're racing against. You just got to do it successful, and some teams you just have to do it a little bit harder to make it all work.
Yeah, Gav wasn't too sure whether he was going to block in his new car, because it's a lot faster than what he's used to. So I don't know if he's decided he's going to run. He'll have to wait and see what Gav does, eh?
I'm sure his body come Monday will want him running more so than blocking.
Grant Little's asking a question there for you, William. Which car is William running for the Teams Champs?
Which one?
I
don't know. Drag out one of them.
There you go, mate.
The collection that everyone thinks we have. Everyone thinks we got about 3 or 4 cars now, but I've only got one car, so
yeah. All right, mate. Cool. Usual car. There you go.
You don't have the old super stock. You got rid of that, did you?
It's still hanging around. That's kind of at least.
Maybe give it to the Brits next year. Hopefully, we see them back.
Yeah, they'll have that car next year. So
awesome.
So you guys miss that? Do you miss that? The Brits in there? You think they make the teams a little bit better? The Brits?
They are good. They bring a big following, which is cool, and gives it that worldwide kind of international scene. And been over and racing a couple of times over there now, and you definitely get an appreciation for what it's like for them to travel over here with us traveling there, and you've got some good friends from over there now, and it's definitely pretty cool to have them here.
Yeah, because they're quite a close-knit bunch with you guys. They is the Panthers, and they're all out there working together and doing their little bit as well. Look, these questions just keep coming in. Matt J, they win at Auckland teams. late year was bloody awesome. So, well earned. So good kudos coming back to you and everything like that. And everyone's just sending in all the questions. Well, the big show is only a couple of weeks away. So I've asked most of the drivers this question. What do you have that's a good luck thing for you, Jack, first and foremost? You heard the undies thing before, but what do you got?
Nah, yeah, I definitely don't have any undies or anything. No superstitions or anything with me, really. Got a trusty old kidney belt that I have to tape on with duct tape now because the Velcro doesn't work anymore. But that's probably just because it still does the same job, but more so than trying to get a new one. But yeah, nothing out of the ordinary that I wear or anything. Yeah, just make sure the car's 100% really.
Yeah, that's amazing. What about you, William?
Nah, not really. Did used to have a pair of lucky socks, but then it blew the motor up. Got a hole in them too, so we threw them out. But just fresh pair of undies and socks each day always goes a treat.
Oh, awesome! All right, you guys, I'll get one of you guys. One of you can make a decision. Who's going to tell us who's in the Demon Energy Panthers team?
Can you remember?
Can you remember or share it?
It's still the same team from Huntley. Nothing's changed. No, unfortunately we haven't done a lot of racing this year. So hopefully we're all still on top of our game. But it's the same deal for everyone, really. We've come in, had a couple of weeks worth of racing, and straight into teams, really. So
yeah.
And
Jordan's your sixth driver, isn't he? Jordan Deere?
Yes, yep. Yeah. So, no doubt about what he's capable of doing if he needs to jump in one of our cars.
100%.
Just you, William, a question here from Evan Thomason. Which team do you think is looking strong, this team's?
Oh, like we said earlier, every team's strong. One team that's been building up pretty good over the last few years and we got to face them is Stratford. Definitely they go in as the underdogs quite often. And, we faced them in the final at Auckland last year, and now they got Tyler Walker in the team as well, and they're a good team that's been building up pretty good. So I definitely are rating them as a good team this year. But then again, it can be anyone.
Exactly. You, Jack? Any team that kind of stands out and think, geez, they look pretty sharp at the moment?
Oh, like William said, there's a lot of teams that it could be anyone's game come next weekend. So you couldn't really name any team that stands out more than the others. Like look at Rotorua last year, nobody would have gone into that weekend sort of picking them out to be the favourite, it can go anyone's way. It's just a lot of luck involved and skill, obviously, that you can all gel together straight off the bat on the first night and follow it all the way through to the last race on the second night.
Exactly. Michael Hempel, if is there a driver you used to or don't want to come up against? Is there a particular driver each one is that you want to come up against? What about you, Jack?
Oh, there's a few guys a few teams, I suppose you should say, that you come up against. You're always going to have a bit of wreck gear and a sore body afterwards. But there's no real sort of standout driver really. Just they're not made out of anything that we're not made out of. So
awesome. Yeah, you'd be in the same boat too, wouldn't you, William? They're all the same, eh? You just take it as you go.
Pretty much the same. All our cars weigh the same. Same weight, same cars, same bumper heights.
Yeah. When I take a look at the team, when I take a look at the team that you guys kind of mentioned, very young, eh? You got a lot of years ahead of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said, we all come through from mini stocks. Got the old boys, Bankston and Scott Joblin in there.
Yeah.
Which is, they're good. They've been around for a long time. And that's good. Good mix.
I've asked this to most teams. What do you guys do the week building up to teams? How do you prepare? Do you do anything different that week building into teams? Do you psychologically, mentally, anything? Do you work yourselves up? How do you prepare that week going into teams before teams? Anyone here can start if you like.
No, I think it was just like we were saying before. You just go over, double, triple check everything, and just making sure your spares and everything are loaded up in the trailer and everything you need. That things right down to pipe benders and welders and whatnot, things that you wouldn't usually take to the track on a nothing night. So you just, as long as we've each and every one of us have got pretty much one or two of everything to make the car go again for the next race. So.
But what about yourself? Do you have to get yourself worked up? Do you need to, or you just take it as a normal race meeting and you're relaxed and no problems?
Oh, usually you're pretty well seasoned for it and ready to go on a normal year because you've done pretty much a full season's racing. You've been through most of the big championships and
Yeah.
Come the third heats of those, they're usually pretty much like a big teams race. So you're pretty well hungry for it and ready to go. So across the board, everyone's going to be pretty green this year, I'd say. But at the end of the day, we all know what we needed to do. So it's just all about knuckling down and gelling together as a team right from the get go and getting the job done.
You prepare yourself.
Do you do anything special to prepare for teams, or it's just like normal, like Jack said?
Yeah, like normal. Just make sure you get a couple of decent nights sleeps in before, not tired, so you don't have to worry about that, and you can always be thinking. But yeah, just normal week. Just try to get it. Just try to be as relaxed as possible. Really, that's what I like to do.
Laid back approach, eh?
Do you guys find night one harder than night two, or are they both about the same, do you think?
It doesn't really change. Teams race is a teams race, whether it's a one-off one or a teams champs, you got to go into them exactly the same. So quite
just
often,
the tactics probably more than anything. You need points on the first night versus you just need to win the race on the second night. That's about the only thing you got to change for. So
yeah,
okay.
And of course, those two different things would have two different complete game plans. Obviously, yeah, when you do that sort of thing.
Probably from a crowd point of view, the racing's a lot better on the second night because, you can dedicate two cars just to trying to block, whereas on the other nights, the first night you're trying to, as well as win the race, accumulate as many points as well because you can, as we've seen in the years, you can win two races and not qualify. So,
oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
All right, so I'll put you in the position here. Now, you cannot do this without your sponsors. I don't know who's going to remember some of this or got any homework or anything floating around with the sponsors. You want to do a shout out to your sponsors because, you can never do it without your sponsors. Look at that. Look at that.
Are you looking up?
Yeah, I got a list. I got Demon Energy. We got my list is gone. We got CEG, Quality Demolition, Baker Group, Cranston Engineering, Big Barrel, 2J Engineering, PTS, The Cobb, Lucas Oil, Sign Fusion, Andy's Bodies, and GRD. And then plus we'll bring a few of our own sponsors on as well, and have big sponsors and get our own sponsors exposure out there. But all those guys all help us out massively, and it's but I definitely need sponsors for this sport.
Totally, mate.
Can't do it without them, can you?
The crowd is going to be massive. We're so used to this event in February. We know what happened there, and it's only a couple of weeks away. The crowd is amped to get down there and be part of this massive event. It's our biggest event on the Speedway calendar, so we're all just like hanging out for it, I would guess. It's not far away. You guys be pretty amped as well and, prepared as well as you can be, I would guess, and just see what happens, eh?
Good to go. Ready for
it.
You still get as excited going out for that grand parade as you did for your first one? Is it still as exciting and pump you up as much as the first parade you did to still going out each time?
Yeah, it seems to get bigger and bigger.
Sorry, you go, mate.
You go. Oh, yeah, it gets bigger and bigger every year. Those parades, pretty much. Every year, I think every team's trying to outdo the other team and bring a bigger truck or something else. It's pretty cool for the crowd, and just like I said, the event's just getting bigger and bigger every year.
Does it amp you up though, William? Does that crowd amp you up and that parade get you excited and pumped for it all?
I don't know, done a few grand parades in my time. I just, like I said, just like to relax and just take it in and just not get too amped, just chill out.
Yeah, Jack, what about you?
Yeah, you go around in the parades and you see a few people that they've been well watered all day. They've probably not quite as hot this time of the year, so they it might not go to their heads quite as bad. But it's always good laugh, and it is good for the atmosphere. Definitely stands the hairs on the back of your neck up. Going around the parade and get a few cheers, you get a few boos, which usually make you that more determined to get the job done. But it's good. Hopefully the crowd's, on par, if not better than what it is on other years. Hopefully things haven't put too much of a dampener on it. But, time will tell.
All right, mate. Alan McRobbie, who we just had on there a few minutes ago, he's asking you boys, any demon drinks for the other teams?
Come down and see us.
Go down and see, and Dave Thomas goes and replies back to that one, demon gills, maybe. Oh, wicked.
Maybe Alan could be one of them.
Well, you already heard what he wears, eh? Don't know if AJ will let that happen. No, we're only joking, mate. Mate, I just got to say, it's coming up to 9 o'clock. We do appreciate you two guys taking time out to join us and be part of our Coppet Media build-up show to the big event, which is getting underway next weekend. Earlier on in the show, we caught up with the Kings, Mitch Vickery and Gavin Taniwha, the Rebels, AJ Axtens and Alan McRobbie, and of course, William Humphries, Jack Miers with us from the Panthers. All the best, good luck, and looking forward to it. I can't wait actually to be down there in a couple of weeks. So I do appreciate and thank you for taking your time out to be part of our show.
Yeah. Sweet. Cheers for that.
Yep. No worries.
Wish you all the best.
Thanks
too, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thank
Sweet.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. There we go, everyone. Jack Miers, William Humphries, the Demon Energy Palmerston North Panthers, who, of course, excited to host the event, obviously, as they do over many, many years, and looking forward to their big matchup in their pool up against the Christchurch Glen Eagles, Suck It Up Glen Eagles, Suck It Up Eagles, and also Stratford Scrappers. Thank you to everyone as well who's been posting heaps of questions in there as well, and just keep an eye out on this because our friends at Garage 16, Aaron and Vince, Craig, have given us a wonderful prize.
They have indeed, yes. So we'll be announcing that later. It's not necessarily always the best question. We can randomise it sometimes too. But yeah, you win that great package that we got posted up on our Facebook from the Garage 16 guys and Dirt Track Racing, New Zealand Dirt Track Racing magazine. So yeah, watch out for that. We'll let you know. Tomorrow night, Kins. Who we got tomorrow night? I have to have a look.
Yeah, tomorrow night we got the Mustangs at 7:30. We're going to catch with Bex, Rebecca Barr, and Daniel Burmeister.
Yep.
So they'll be joining us at 7:30. Also, the Auckland All-Stars going to catch up with Randy Tarrant and also Cody
Mack. Yep.
Cody Mack's going to join us, and the brothers, the Levine brothers for the Wellington Wildcats. Not too sure if they need a bit of a workshop or something for the team events. We made mention of that on our show yesterday. So just hit up the Wildcats or send the boys a message.
Something and someone help them out, hopefully.
Yeah, so Keegan and Ethan will join us. And those are the last three teams that will wrap up this show that we brought to you last Monday as part of the build-up to the big event on the Speedway calendar, the New Zealand Superstock Teams Chance down there in Palmerston North. And as I say, tomorrow, the Mustangs, All-Stars, and Wildcats. I just want to say thank you to Gavin and Mitch from the Kings, AJ and Alan from the Rebels, defending champs, and of course Jack and William, who we just had on from the Panthers, for joining us on tonight's show. But also a special thank you to you, the fans, who have been making us ask you all the questions, making us have a laugh and enjoying it with the questions. You mean so much to us here at Cockpit Media. Keep those questions coming in tomorrow.
I mean, we might have another little bit of announcement as well at the end of the show tomorrow night too, Kins. So
yeah.
Stay tuned at the end of tomorrow night's show to hear something else that we might be able to get for you. So, but yeah, thank you to the fans. Like Kins has said, we're glad you guys are here. We're happy that you guys can see your drivers and your teams and enjoy their conversation, and we hope to see you all again tomorrow.
Exactly. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for the wonderful comments. It's been a pleasure bringing you the show tonight, and we're back again to wrap it up as part of our build-up from 7:30 on our Cockpit Racing page. But take care, everyone. Be safe out there. We'll catch you back tomorrow evening. See yous.
Thank you.
16 Sport, a new platform for Speedway fans. Hundreds of videos, the latest action on demand and free to view. Plus, the Speedway show, Dishing the Dirt. Check out the pay-per-view section for upcoming live streams. Browse Speedway merch and other awesome items in the online shop. Join G16 Nation. Scroll through your newsfeed, post photos and videos, join groups and connect with the Dirt community. Visit g16sports.co.nz today.